Alright everyone, today you're gonna bring your beanies because it's gonna get cold. Today we're going to visit this. But how we get there, you're gonna have to find out. So let's start. Alright, we are back everyone in the Lost Aqualand. Today we're going to build the king penguin habitat, and I thought about that during the week, and it's actually, there's a cool story behind to why we're going to do this. So hear me out. We are going to build this penguin habitat just to the left hand side over here, and I'm basically following something that you guys came up with, and that is, well, basically a Arctic area. So my plan is to really embed this with this wonderful harbor area over here. So we have this blank space over here on top of this where I put, like, you know, just a couple of things and nothing really major. But I thought, you know what, I started already quite like a little bit of Arctic look and feel here with these bluish icy rocks, which, truth to be told, was already hinting at something. And I just loved the idea that you guys came up with to make this like a bit of a tour. And as you can see, we have a huge bottleneck over here. We are doing exactly this. So my plan is at this point that we are going to get rid of this interconnection entirely. We're going to get rid of this connection down here, and this entire area is becoming the penguin area, which means that there is a connection going to happen between this building and the penguin area. So we are going to use the buildings in a multiple way to make best use of the spaces, and we can also just unbox this fellow dude over here in order to make sure that everything is somewhat nice and tidy and so on. And theming wise, this will be also a bit better connected. We do have our wonderful cooling system here, which will somehow stay there, but the habitat for the penguins will be rather cool. I have a very nice idea in mind how this will look, and I'm trying to do my best to somehow, you know, realize that in a, well, let's say a doable time, because otherwise it's always going to be, you know, too long, and I have to be a bit more time efficient with the franchise project. But, you know, we're doing our best. Before we do so, I am as always going to try to get rid of some of the issues we have, and our biggest issue we have at the moment is still with the management side of things, so we have to look into certain things. Again, wait, what is that? Transformer. Can we get rid of this by now? How about the energy levels in general? So let me just quickly pause the game. What happens if we are going to get rid of this one? And let me just see. That looks good to me. There's like this ATM is without power, and a couple of things down here are without power then. So what we could do in the meantime is just to, you know, kind of close that little gap. We don't need that on the tower at all. Yeah, no, this positioning would be pretty dang bad. How on earth is this about? Is this thing having a bigger range? Yeah, that one has a bigger range. Okay, let me just put this down here for the moment being. And where's the connection? There is the connection. Yeah, I'm gonna do it this way. It doesn't matter, you know. For now, we're running this as ugly as possible. That's our target. No, I'm just kidding. It's like as soon as we tackle this area, which might be next episode, together with the ponds here, we are going to solve that issue. By the way, in the meantime, we can just bring this. Oh, you know what? No, we are going to rework these things into the next habitat. I have an idea for that. Okay, anyways, we fixed that. Let's quickly check if all our animals are happy and everything. Many things are underpriced. It's great. Let's just change that to 19. Is that too much? Let's go to 17 then. I think that's fine. Okay, this is done, and we need a vet surgery. Still, we don't have any. How is that even possible? You know, we could... See, that's a central hub. I guess we won't get away with having a second hub down here in the back. It's like, logistically, that's a super bad location. The same goes, obviously, for the vet surgery. I had an idea how I could... Okay, you know, wait, I'm just going to do this. I need this, but let's say vet, and then we're going to take that, and we're going to bring this. Where's the entrance? Here's the entrance. Okay, so we still have this insanely ugly connection there. I'm going to put this in the middle, and that should be it, and then we're going to put a path above. That is just about right, and then, okay, that doesn't work. I can just go above the quarantine, can I? Yeah, nice. Okay, cool. In order to get a good connection here, wait, is there any connection possible? Yeah, there's the connection. Just going to try my best to, okay, so there is no way to do this. Just gonna do it that way then. 1, 2, and then just, yeah, there you go. I will have to do that. Either way we do this in an episode, or I'm just going to do this completely off. Whoever knows, but this is going to happen. Now, let's focus on this area a bit more. So, we fixed most of the issues. We can quickly say hi to people. Hi to people. There you go. There you go. There you go. So the detailed story that I'm willing to share with you about this upcoming habitat is going to be shared in the time-lapse part, which is going to be happening in a couple of seconds. By the way, let's just replant that tree real quick. And same goes for that one. And I have to do somewhat of a relocation of this entire thing, but you know, we will kind of do this. Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting how we are going to be pulling that off. But again, I have a very steady idea in mind, which should go relatively easy. This is the barrier duplication is also not great at all, so might just change this to solid walls, but I can do this on the way doing this here. We don't have an educator yet, right? So I think we should actually do this. Let me just quickly check. So we don't have, do we have an educator? That doesn't look like. So let's grab one, and we are going to have you put being in here. Hello, can you just, there you go. And then we should assign you to an area. So we have the seal, that should be fine. And then this is fine, the work zone works. This is Gilbert Hollingsworth. And then what is the March? Okay, so we are going to link the seating first, because that's what we need to do. Confirm. Allow guests standing off is correct, because I don't want to bunch them up here. And we are going to educate the people about the gray seal, and we manage the work zone, because we are going to not assign to a work zone. Oh wait, this is, do I have to, okay, I'm gonna go into the seal work zone, obviously, edit the work zone, and then we are just going to edit this thing in, and done. I guess this should be fine now, right? Yeah, assigned to a work zone, that's it. The month of March, it's not. Gonna go and say May. There you go. Let's see if we can catch this once in here. So all the way for education. Good stuff. Okay, cool. This is it. Management wise, there will be another episode in which we are just focusing on management, but that shouldn't be a deal for today. We need to make sure that this thing is going to be a lot better in the future. So let's focus on that first, and then we can do the management aspect. How's about money? Money is still, actually before, sorry, I just jump in between, but I wanted to have a look into the finances a bit. Last year, 2 years ago, average per year minus, we're making profits. That is insane, even though I'm putting out a lot of money. Well, then we don't have to worry about this. Okay, cool. Now let's see what the time lapse brings and jump over. Alright, but before we talk about the time-lapse, just let's jump right in with the comment of the day. So this one is from Feo, and Feo says he or she, I don't know, wants to make a Planet Park game where we can make resorts, zoos, and theme parks. Now, I think this is a brilliant comment and speaks right out of the heart of many of us tycoonists out there. So obviously this would be a insanely big dream come true. I'm not gonna lie, making a theme park game that you know, basically combines every theme park related thing, such as resorts, zoos, theme parks in general, like roller coaster parks and stuff. That would be absolutely amazing. Not sure when technology is that far, because you can definitely see from the performances of Planet Zoo and also Planet Coaster when it comes to larger parks and larger simulation, we are still restricted. It might sound weird in a time where we have 4K VR things, crazy things like you know, the, what's it called, Half-Life links and stuff, and or is it Catalyst? Forgot the name, but this VR thing from Half-Life and all these like crazy graphics. But we still have to understand that especially things like management game is so processor heavy that needs so many calculations at the same time that we are still limited. It's not about the graphics. I think, you know, when it comes to graphics, we could have every game combined. That would be no big deal at all. And you could even do that easily with the current or even last gen graphic cards. But when it comes to the processing, we're still not there. And I hope in the future we will, because that would be an insane dream. Just imagine that if we would get, let's say, after a Planet Coaster 2 or maybe a Planet Zoo 2, at certain point, Frontier is going to release an ongoing supported game like Planet Resort that would, you know, combine everything. That would be absolutely amazing. Now, let's talk about this build in the background. So today's time lapse is basically a little bit shortened because I cut half of it out, just to give you a bit of a surprise when we cut over to the real-time part in a couple of minutes. But I wanted to briefly speak about this because you guys have put that in the comments quite often, that you wanted to have a bit of a little bit of themed area for the Arctic. Now, this is not going to be like super crazy here. We just have this building, but we still have some room left in this area, which I'm going to talk about in the real-time part again, to make this entire area the Arctic. So a little bit themed, not too crazily themed, but just in the vibe of this entire zoo. And also, I want to briefly bring you back to the comment of the week. So if you guys want to take part in this channel, being a bit more involved, keep commenting, keep helping me to make these videos visible to the algorithm by just giving me your feedback, putting down things that you want to know about me, and yeah, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, of course, that helps as well. But mainly this helps because I can have a bit more interaction with your questions and stuff, and maybe you're lucky enough to end up as the comment of the episode. But back to the idea with this area, because you guys asked me what the overall architectural style of this zoo is going to be. I talked about this in the first episode, but I'm more than happy to repeat this just to bring you the point what it is going to be about. Now, it should be a little bit more themed in the details, but overall it should be very much industrial, very much in line with the theme that the Broken Down Park has carried, so using a lot of concrete, a lot of limestone maybe here and there, and also a lot of metal and, you know, corrugated metal and stuff, so like reusing material. A bit of recycling style will be going on as well, so really keeping it simple to the base materials, but then in the details making theming like this cave over here, which obviously is not 100% finished yet, but yeah, regarding to what we have over here, this is the style, and I hope you guys are okay with the style. And again, you can also participate by sending me in some blueprints. After this episode, I will make a little bit of a not break, but I will actually gather together all the blueprints you guys sent me already, so we can utilize them in the next one. Also, I made a little mistake last episode. I said that Dommel did make the building we used, but it wasn't Dommel, it was Chris, I guess. So please, I'm sorry with that, but I will give you guys a list of all the things at the end that were submitted to the channel. And also, I'm gonna make a collection for Steam in case you want to download all the things, but I will have to dedicate my time to make this properly, so bear with me until we do this. It's all a bit of a time reason at the moment, but yeah, so here we go. This is the underground area, and in a bit we are going to cut over back into the real-time part so you can see what else I did in this area. It's going to be surprising, and it's going to look gorgeous. It's going to be really gorgeous, so let's do it. So here we are in the real-time part, guys, and there you go. I actually did quite a lot here. To be honest, I changed a couple of things. We are in the evening times already of the day, and you can see this is the almost finished lagoon. I'm saying almost because there is a couple of things we can do with this area, and I know there is still a pretty big debate going on in the comments always, if we shall make this a polar bear reserve, maybe not. But considering the animals we have, there is, at least in terms of aquatic animals, not that many animals left for the Arctic area, so these two basically do the job already quite nicely. But if we were to add the polar bear, we have the chance to take these old buildings over here, which I think would fit beautifully to kind of resemble these old, very animal unfriendly polar bear habitats or whatever you want to call this. If it's even a habitat, you know, it was more like an enclosure or like even a cage. But then turned this eventually into a huge reserve for them in the back. So maybe like even a research facility or something. That could be an idea. But yeah, it's up to debate. So please let me know in the comments down below if you think it would be feasible. At least now we have the space. So this Arctic complex could be branched out if, you know, if we want to do this, and otherwise, you know, there's still a good chance to do something else. Now, one thing I forgot to do, and we are going to quickly fix this, is a fence around here, because that is technically and practically and everything very wrong, because I mean, they don't jump down there, but you know, realistically they would be pretty easily able to jump down here. I think I'm just gonna, yeah, I think I'm gonna use this one. And this might be, I mean, they can't climb anyways, so let's just use that color to kind of, you know, mix this in nicely. So there you go. Just rotate it. There you go. And there you go. So this is a lot better now. At least they can't just quite jump down there. It's a little bit of a pity that they all bunch up here because they want to see them up close, and this will definitely, you know, lead to some yeah, situations in which I guess they potentially will have a lot of stress. So I'm hoping that this will, you know, resolve itself until, you know, the end, when the zoo is a lot more branched out. Because you can see the problems we had at the beginning are somewhat resolved, like not entirely, but somewhat. I'm still thinking to completely block this view off so that they can't see anything here with the penguins. So to really go down here, but you can see the initial issues we had, at least they are resolved. But you can see, yeah, they're still stressed. Oh wait, this is still the same issue we always had. I don't know. There's a little bug in which they seem to have one spot over here in which they always come to an idle position that makes them stressed. Anyhow, what is going on here? Why is this thing not yet replaced? Let's quickly do this. Then make the bench kind of nicely. Anyways, we were here for the penguins. Let's quickly check this before we end today's episode. Now, is this still? Yeah, it's going to be resolved. There you go. And many tickets are under. What? We just, okay, well, let's put this to 30 and 26. I hope this time around it will be enough to make them better. So animal is stressed. Mandala, where are you? Where are you standing? Oh, you're standing over here. They can't swim, can they? No, I think they can't. Oh my god, you just kind of made a huge trip. Gonna help you out to go back to mama. There you go. So it really seems like this area over here is a bit problematic. Yeah, same goes for here. Okay, now I resolved this by beaming it back into position, but we do have to check something for next episode. I guess, guys, next episode will be a little bit of a management episode though. So we have actually added already 3 animals, and I'm willing to think about what we should do next. So at this point in time, we have a quite nice area here already in position. While we speak, by the way, I want to raise this a little bit up here. And also make sure that this wall goes the same height. And then what we do, we make this as bright as possible, which is like this. Okay, so there's no chance to make it any brighter, but we can do it that way. And then we can also, the gray seal is having offspring. That is fantastic. That is really good. So this is that. We can actually also, yeah, make that a wooden post that looks a lot better. So there you go. The idea is to have this, you know what we can also do, sorry. I'm thinking quicker than I can talk, but let's just, no, that's the other way around. I can't think as fast as I'm talking. That is the point. See, I'm messing the phrase up already. Never mind. I just want to make sure that this is somewhat nice looking. So we have so much space in the penguin habitat that I can just push these rocks in. It doesn't matter. Oh, look at that. That's a bit more clean, a bit more nice. Still having low. Oh, you're also having low welfare. We already have babies. That is crazy. Why do you have low welfare though? Is it space? That doesn't make any sense. How do you get there if you can't get back? Wait. How in particular did this? Oh, well, okay, so you got down, but you can't get up, right? Is it because of these things? I gotta fix this real quick then. Not sure why, but we are going to give this a bigger space, hoping that this is going to resolve the issue. I was about to say, because it's still cold here, and it's, I don't know. So let's see if we can solve that issue by putting down another staircase here, and see if you could go back then. Nope, that is still not feasible. I'm just gonna bring you here to solve the issue for the moment. I want to see what happens now if it can go down here though. No, it seems to have just fallen down apparently. Even though I really don't get how and why, so I'm just going to do this. And then just merging that staircase a little bit higher. Let's see if that solves the issue. I don't want to have the issue again. That did not solve anything. I mean, if they were to just not go here, that should fix it, because they still have plenty of space. Wait, oh, it's because they're born here, right? Yeah, that is the issue. Okay, so we do actually have to connect these areas with each other. I think the easiest way to fix this is to just make sure they have a bit of space on the shoreline, and then we just bring this staircase to this side. Hopefully that's enough. Can you just go onto the shoreline there? No. What about putting this one a little bit out of place, and then like so? Is that doing the job? Let's have a little looky look. Yeah, that's doing the job. Okay, now that's all I wanted. And then we have to see, look at that, it looks so cool over here. It looks so freaking cool with the penguin on top, and then with the viewing down there, and it just really, I just really like it. I just really like how this entire area looks. Also, especially from this view. Isn't that a great view? I do quite like this view. I do quite like this view, guys, and I do quite like how this all turned out. Hopefully you did as well, because that's the point where we end today's episode, with this wonderful view of the underwater penguin area. King Penguin is now also in. So please let me know in the comments down below what we should do next episode. I really don't have an idea quite yet, so I might be following your ideas in the comments. And as always, if you guys want to support the channel, I would be so happy if you could subscribe to it if you haven't already. See, I'm already losing my words here. Yeah, but stay safe everyone, have a good time, and I talk to you in the next one. Goodbye.